guys, I'm Lisa,
And I'm Natasha.
and we were wondering.
Are you free for coffee?
Welcome.
Child.
Okay, this is kind of an addendum to our incel
Oh yeah, episode. It
and
is.
we've been talking
It
about,
is.
you know, hygiene and what we need to meet our person. So
No, what you need to be around other folks.
just in
I'm
general.
sorry, just in
Yeah,
general.
sorry.
Shout out to
Well,
Professor Galloway.
This is our leave them apps alone
Please.
because now
Child.
the majority of people, even older people, I was going to say young people, but it's just in general,
It's everybody.
meets their dating partner on apps. Now, we are not just big fans of that. So we're just going to give you some other ways.
Yes.
Some other ways.
Yeah.
If you just can't live without them, do you, boo?
Yeah.
But just in case, there's 8 billion people in the world. I think you could run into somebody. Just saying.
And I'll say this: if you're tired of the apps and you feel like, oh, this is like,
just give it a break.
Just give it a break. Maybe, please try some of these.
Yes.
Because the crazy thing is, you exist because 2 people had sex, and they exist because 2 people had sex.
Wait, and grandma,
and those
grandpa
people didn't have no
didn't
internet.
have no app, didn't even have electricity.
And tell you the truth, didn't they have more kids when there was no internet?
Girl,
let me tell y'all,
my
mom is one of 19.
You had to talk to each other. You had to
talk or do
the
other thing.
Well,
but my mom's one of 19. Lisa, y'all have small family, compared to ours, because my mom's one of 19.
Well, my grandmother was one of 9.
Okay.
So that and lived on a farm, and that was typical.
Back
That's
then,
what people did. She was born in 1908.
Okay.
But the stat that was so interesting to me from Professor Galloway, shout out Professor Galloway, 51% of young men between the ages of 18 and 24, that's prime dating time.
Yeah,
that's the end of high school and into college, which is usually when you're really active.
Yeah, you're on the prowl.
Have never asked a young woman out in person.
Wait.
Never. 51%. That's the majority. 51 is the majority. Isn't that like I just can't believe
so
that.
Bizarre.
I do believe it because it's Professor Galloway, but it's just like what? So I guess they're doing it DMs.
But you know what? You know why
apps,
I do believe that? I have, and guys, y'all know I'm 40, so this is like where have you been your whole life?
And I'm not.
I've noticed guys now they'll engage in conversation and then it's kind of like radio silence because they're literally waiting on you to make the move, which is so weird to me. Okay. I mean, of course I have aunts, but when I was growing up, there were a lot of men around, like a lot, like my uncles and, just everybody. And I would hear them talk about just, no, N-word, she ain't gonna go for you, da, da, da. But they were trying. They didn't care. Mm-hmm. They were, next time she pull up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Shot,
I'm gonna shoot my shot. And they were not afraid of the rejection, like because they weren't.
Well, that's the first thing,
and that's the first thing.
You have to learn to take no. But
my
these are some tips.
Yes.
These are just some tips of where you can go. That's not an app
to meet a human.
Okay, so work. Now, unless you
what
have...
percent is it of people meet at work? Do you have
I did not have that.
Oh,
but
I just saw it.
Unless you have a real tight, no fraternization policy, and some companies do.
Some companies do.
But a lot of them don't. And then especially if you're not working in the same department. If you work in a big place and, they're in one department and you're in another, they don't care about that, So, I mean, there's all kinds of company work functions and events, and they have company picnics, all kind of stuff where you meet people, and mixers and team building things. So that's a good place, and you're there every day. So if you see somebody at the water cooler, somebody in the lunchroom, just get to know them.
Spoiler alert, they have a job. Because you can meet someone through an app and they could lie.
You might have the same interests. You might have the same skill sets, which is kind of fun. You have somebody to talk to about that. So that's a place. School. Now, if you are in college or grad school, you have no excuse. I mean, there you go.
Because you're swimming in people.
Right. Join or start a study group.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a study partner.
There's so many groups.
Yeah. Go to all the things. I mean, everything. There, some universities, depending on where you are, I mean, they're all different. They're all regional, and they have their thing that they do that they're really good at. Do it,
Yeah.
whatever it
And they're
is,
going to
do
have
it.
something every
So
other
go to the
week.
dances, go to the
Go
picnics,
to the
go to the step
bonfire.
shows, go
Yeah.
to the bonfire,
Yeah.
do the things.
Yeah.
Go to the games, all the sports stuff. um, Go to some of the different libraries, because depending on your school and what
Oh,
they
yeah.
have, if they have a law school, they have a law school library.
Library.
If
Yeah.
they have a med school, they have a med school library. If
Yeah.
they have, all the grad schools usually have their
Yeah.
own library,
Yes.
but anybody can go, but they
Yes.
just have a specific where their materials are. Go. Nobody's stopping you.
No
And
one.
it's just another way to meet people, different people outside of your little group. Because
Yeah.
it's like, maybe I haven't seen all the engineers. Like,
I'm trying to get over
okay, I'm
here.
just want to see something
Yeah.
else.
That's
So
true.
do that. Do that. Be adventurous.
Yes. Yes.
Join a book club.
Yes.
Thank you, Book Club Kennedy.
Yes.
Okay, there
True.
are online book clubs,
Yeah.
but they meet in person.
Yeah.
So you can join online. A lot of the big bookstores like Barnes and Noble,
Yes.
they
Oh,
have
yes.
book clubs where you kind of join online
Mm-hmm.
and or find the genre that you're
Yes.
interested in, and then they meet at particular
Yes.
times of the
And your
month.
public libraries have those as well.
Yes, your public
Yeah.
library has them. There are a ton of good independent bookstores that have all kinds of things. Now here in Dallas, in Bishop Arts, they have specific bookstores like romance
Yes.
bookstores,
Yes.
mystery
Yes.
bookstores, and they have all kinds of activities
Yes, they
and
do.
book clubs and things that you can join.
Shout out to Wild
Um,
Detectives.
Read the books, participate in the discussions. These are your people.
And
If
if
you're
you
into
say,
whatever it is, and these
then
people are
there you
there,
go.
they're your people.
And if you're a person that says, well, I don't know what to talk to them about,
The
we just gave
book,
you the
the
answer.
book,
Read
baby,
the
read the
book.
book.
Read the
And they
book,
have
and
discussions, and a
boom.
lot of them break out in little,
Yes. There we go. But
sub.
I'm just saying, a lot of times, well, I don't know what to say. Well, read the
Yeah,
book.
read the book and talk
And
about it.
here's the thing, if you are a guy that likes Black women, this is just an example. I want you to search top read Black romance books. I want you to
Right.
read the top
There's a
three.
tip for
I want you to
y'all.
read the top three because I'm just telling you, I know for a
Or just
fact.
women in general.
Well, I agree, but I'm well,
Yeah, but if
but
you're
just
specific,
if
you
you're
have a
if you're
specific.
specific, you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to get in this
Yes, in
door.
this group.
I want
Yeah.
you to read. Just shout out to Kasha Thompson. You're gonna read it. You're gonna have game. You're gonna have something to talk about, and who knows, you may
And
fall in love with the
join the
genre.
book
There
club.
you
Join
go.
the book club.
There's that.
Join a run club.
Yes.
So there
Oh,
are lots of
they were just
good run clubs in metropolitan areas. In
yes,
Dallas, we have a
yes,
bunch of them.
yes,
So if you're into jogging or marathons or half marathons, but they're walkers groups too. So
yes,
don't be intimidated. Like I'm not going to do a marathon, but I like to walk. So usually within the running groups, there are
yes,
groups of
yes,
people that walk.
yes.
So you still would have a place.
Speaking of, I want to shout this out. If you guys look up Run It Up Dallas, which I love, there's two clubs in Dallas that I participate in. There's Run It Up, the Dallas group, and there's ZFT Run Club. Both of them have stories of people who met in Run Club and they ended up married.
Oh, that's cool.
So it is, and then there's people who have found long lost friends, and I mean, there's all these different
It's just
connections.
fun.
It's fun.
It's just
Yeah.
fun, and you'll meet people. You'll make friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Play games. No, not that kind of games. But like mahjong is huge in Dallas.
Yes.
I don't know in other parts of the country, but
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sure
it's
it
having to
is.
come
Yeah.
back. Bridge
Yes.
is a big one, and there are
Yes.
tournaments. There's
Yes.
all. I mean, I an old neighbor of mine was
Oh, you
really
told
into
me they were real
bridge,
into
and
it.
they
Yeah.
go to tournaments, and he was like a serious player. But it's a big thing. Uh, so since mahjong is really big in Dallas right now, that all at restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
at people's houses, there's classes,
Yes.
there's free classes.
Yes.
Meet at a certain restaurant.
Yes.
We're
The
gonna do a
library has free
class.
classes.
I mean, there's all
That's where
kinds of
I'm always
stuff.
at, y'all.
So look
Yes.
it up. Look
Yeah.
it up in your area. Restaurants and bars. Now, lately, there's been a few places that we've been to that have outside little
Oh yeah.
activities. So
Mm-hmm.
when she was talking about
Mm-hmm.
staycation, there's one in near me in a historical neighborhood that the yard, but they
Oh
have
yeah,
a
yeah.
big yard
Yep.
really,
Yep.
where they have all kinds of games, which is a good place with the if you have kids.
Yes.
If you're dating and
Yes.
have kids, there's a place for them to burn
Yes.
off some energy. There's ping pong tables, there's cornhole, I mean all
Yes.
kind of
All kinds of
stuff.
stuff.
They have like they built a separate building now, so there's like a little bar outside too.
Oh,
And so
okay.
there's fire pits, there's picnic tables, there's stuff. So
Stuff for them
that
to
those are
do.
fun because it
Yeah.
just that's a natural place where you would just start conversing.
Yes.
You're just talking about I
Yes.
love ping pong, I love this, I love whatever. Okay, let's see. Your place of worship. So if you go to church, that is a great place. There's
Yes.
Bible studies. You can serve together in a
Yes.
community. There's all, depending on the church and depending on its size, there's usually just a plethora of serving
Yes.
opportunities.
Opportunities. Yeah.
So you can, if you get involved, there's things for you to do and people for you to meet. The grocery store, just start talking to people, y'all. You know, I cannot tell you how many times now it's not a dating thing for me per se, but it's just meeting people. Like I'm standing there in front of the spaghetti sauce and
Yep.
somebody grabs a brand
Was
I'm
that
not
one good?
familiar with. I'm like, "Oh, is that good? What do
Yes.
you make with that?" And I
Yes.
can't tell you how many recipes I
Yep.
get. We just shoot the
Yep.
breeze, and you have to learn to talk to people.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just start with that. Not
Yes.
trying to find a dating partner. Just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk to people.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
What and people are so ready to talk to you and tell
Especially
you.
post pandemic.
Oh
Because as much
yeah.
as I enjoyed like taking a break from people, now I'm like, oh, a person.
Yes.
Because we're all
Yes.
so separated and
Yes.
secluded now.
So they'll talk to you. So that's a fun. And
Yeah.
there's grandmas there, and there's
Yeah.
people.
And you
And if
know
you're
what?
tall, you
If you're
can reach
nervous,
something for
yes,
somebody. The other
please
day, I
be a
was struggling with a thing, and a guy helped me get it
thank you.
down. And
God bless
I
you.
mean,
Yeah.
people at the grocery store are nice. We all have to eat. We
And
all
if
are
you're
getting groceries.
nervous, start with a little old lady, start with a little old man, right? This is
Yes.
not an assignment to talk. The first person you talk to is going to be your happily
Your
ever
dream
after.
girl, Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing
no.
is, learning to speak to people helps you in so many
But
different
it's across
arenas.
the board.
Yes, it
If
is.
you're
It's
nice
across the
to
board.
grandma and grandpa
Yeah,
and just talk to them and laugh and smile, you can do that with somebody else.
that's right.
You just need to learn to get out and
Yes,
talk
to
to
people.
people,
Yes,
okay? Volunteering. There
yes,
are so many wonderful opportunities. There are food banks, there's the Red Cross, there's Habitat for Humanity.
yes,
There are so many in your area, wherever you
yes,
live, there
yes,
are places to
yes. In dire
volunteer.
need of
In dire,
volunteers.
yes.
Yes,
And you will feel good about you.
yeah,
You will meet other people who have good hearts and want
yes,
to serve. And just doing it for yourself is a good thing.
yes, it
It
is.
is,
I
but
agree.
you'll meet wonderful people there. Um, get outside, walk, take a
Yes,
walk, go to
yes.
the park, ride your
There's
bike,
cool people out there, I
hike.
promise you.
Dallas has huge parks. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
beautiful parks. Clyde Warren is a wonderful park, kind of downtown, where they have all kinds of. They have concerts. They have
Yeah.
food trucks. They have um, I can't even remember all the
Girl, there's all
activities.
kinds of
I mean,
stuff down
there's
there.
just all kinds of
And
stuff.
every day there's something.
Yes. Now that's just one park, but all the
Oh, yeah.
parks, big
Yeah.
parks, particularly in big metropolitan areas, have stuff that
Yes.
you can go to. Usually free
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Besides, not food trucks, but I mean,
Just
concerts
listening to
and
the
listen to
music
music.
and
Bring your
walking. Yeah.
blanket and just hang
Chill out.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get outside. Um, your friends, your family, your coworkers. There's people right now that they have siblings, they have cousins, they have um
Yes.
I don't know, coworkers, they have friends they went to high school with,
Yeah.
friends they went to college with that they've already been vetted.
Yeah.
I know this guy.
Yes.
He's a good guy. Now
Yes.
I know they don't know him in that way,
Right.
but that
Well, but it's safer than not.
it is.
It's
It
much
is.
safer
This is
than not.
someone that knows someone, and the hookup is always a good thing.
It is. And they're less likely to be abusive in that case because there's already an outside person who knows
They're
things about
watching.
them. They're
Everybody's
watching.
watching.
Where you meet people online, you don't know if any of it is true. And it's not, I'm not trying to
Oh
fear
yeah.
monger, but it's just the
Yeah.
reality
People
of it.
lie.
Like
Yeah.
you don't know.
And this
That's why
way,
Catfish is a franchise. That whole
right.
show that has
But
been
they
on
know
for,
you.
yeah,
If you have a mutual
yeah,
friend or acquaintance, they know you
yeah,
and they know the other person.
yes,
So when someone says, "You know what? You would hit it off with my brother."
yeah,
Chances are you will.
you will.
Not always,
Yeah.
but they know, okay, she likes mysteries,
Mm-hmm.
he loves mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
She likes the
Yes.
movies, he loves the movies.
Yes.
So they see the commonality
Yes.
where
There's
you
something.
might not even see it yourself.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
that's kind of a good little in there. There's 8 billion people in the world, y'all.
Billion with a
Get
B.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, you if you want to use the app, I ain't mad at you, but you don't have to.
And
Is
just
what we're
know there's
saying.
more to life than that
Than
than
the
the app.
app.
Because I feel like people just they kind of wake up, they're on the app. They
Like
go to bed, they're on
that's the
that.
only option you
Yes.
have. You think, but and parents. This goes back to parents, just like all these other episodes that we've talked about these situations. Parents start entertaining, and I know entertaining can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Entertaining, to do it well, is hospitality is your heart.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
it's not about expand.
That's
You know,
true.
I like a beautiful tablescape as much as anybody, and if you want to do that, cool. But you don't have
You don't
to.
have to.
There's
Yeah.
potlucks. There's cocktail parties.
Yes.
Everybody come over. We're playing Scrabble. Bring a dessert.
Yes.
Everybody
That's
come
my kind of
over,
party.
bring an appetizer, and we're just going to nibble around and whatever, do have certain activity, and have your kids there. Let
Yes.
introduce your children when they're small to your adult front
Yes.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
Make them shake their hand,
Mm-hmm.
look them in the eye,
Yes.
say yes sir, say
Yes.
yes ma'am,
Yes.
because
That's gonna
most
help them.
children are shy. I think
Most.
if it's statistically, there's probably more shy kids than not,
Yes.
but that gets you out of yourself. It
Yeah.
gets you in the habit of
Yes.
shaking someone's hand, kind of small talk, uh, showing concern. How's your
Yes.
family? How's
Yes.
your children? I
Yes.
heard you got a new puppy.
Yes.
Those kinds of things that crosses over. So
Yes.
this 51% of young men that are afraid to go up to, if you would do this, they wouldn't be so afraid
That's
because
it.
that
And
crosses
that
over to
51%, that
that.
is
I heard you
madness.
got a dog.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
heard you like to go to the park. I heard you play an instrument. It's
Yes.
the same
Thing. It
thing.
is.
And being kind and being presentable, that that's all anybody wants,
That's
isn't it?
it. Oh
Just
yeah.
being nice. A nice guy. We all
Yes.
like a nice guy. We
Yes.
all like a nice
Oh,
girl.
and speaking
Now the
of,
other stuff,
that's the issue with
you know,
online too, is it caters to this false sense of I have to have this much money, I have to have a six pack, I have to have this. Most people don't have
the
that. Like
exterior.
it's and it has to be because it's online. You're not getting a
Right,
genuine discerning
right.
connection in most cases because it's all through the filtration of an app or through a screen.
Yeah.
And so
And I'm not saying if the barn needs painting, I believe paint it. But, w- w- you know, that's not the end all. I'm
that's not
saying
the
be
end all. Yeah,
presentable,
yeah.
shower, do the
And do
things
some
like we
work if you
talked
need to do some
about.
work.
If you need to paint the barn, baby,
Paint it.
paint the
Yeah,
barn.
paint it.
But
But
that's not the thing. You need to know how to communicate with people.
yes.
You need to be kind,
Yeah.
and you need to be put together for you first of all.
First off,
First off,
yes.
and but if you're a kind person, if you do the best you can with what you have,
Mhm.
people will see
People
that,
will see
and
that.
your person will see that for sure.
I agree.
So,
I have an honorary mention because this is something I want to do. And they have these all over, and it's called Time Left.
oh, was this the restaurant thing?
No,
Oh,
it's dinner with strangers.
oh, okay, that is it.
Oh, that's it.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that I my goal, what I want to do, as soon as these planes quit falling out the sky, y'all, because I've been a little leery. Y'all know usually by now I would have had like two
You
flights,
can
but
do it in Dallas.
I can't. But my point is, I want to go somewhere else. I want to meet people who I may never see them again. I just think it's so cool, and I'm going to do it in Dallas. But I would love to go to Chicago and do it, and then go to DC and do it, and then go to Wyoming and do it. But to the point, that is a great way to audition those skills. You'll never see
Yes,
these folks again.
yes.
Who
In a
cares? It's a
non-threatening
very non-threatening way.
situation.
You're
Yeah,
gonna be eating. All of y'all are strangers. Don't nobody know anybody. That's the whole point. It's five random people based on a personality test. They're gonna put y'all together.
That's where the woman with the kids should have been.
That's
And
where her
then you can
ass needed
sit
to
down
be.
instead of okay. Just
Don't get me started.
saying.
We're just just revisiting that. But that's my honorary mention. If you're like, oh, I think I'm too scared, put your name in the lottery for that. And when they call you, do it. When they tell you,
Speaking of which, okay, this is a whole random thing. But if any of y'all have seen The Lost Kitchen,
oh,
you
okay,
know it just it's a show, woman with a beautiful chef and a beautiful venue, and they just do it a very specific time because it's in Maine, I believe, so it's
it's very
very
cold
cold.
wherever it
So
is.
they
It's
so you have
guys.
to
It's
send in a
beautiful.
postcard
Yes,
to get it's like a lottery
yes,
to get a
yes.
table.
And they literally pull. I
They
forgot how
just
many people. It's
pull, and so
beautiful
you
though.
just go and have dinner.
Yeah.
So of course you can take
Ugh.
people with you, but
Yeah.
and there's big tables, so you're going to be eating, I mean,
With
with your
with
group, but
with
maybe
a
some
couple
other
dozen other
people
people.
too.
Yeah.
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 So it's kind of like
Oh,
that.
we need to send in
And
a postcard.
Kennedy, they just had the opening, and
Did they?
Kennedy Book Club Kennedy
She
put
sent in.
our
Oh, I hope she gets
postcard.
it.
So we hope we get
Yes,
that. But
that
that's
is.
kind of a thing.
It
Be
is.
adventurous, y'all.
Yeah.
That we're saying that, that's kind of a dream to go. But there's all kinds of fun things like that where
Hmm.
you just get out,
You just
meet
saturate it.
people,
Yeah.
and I know there's a lot of crazies, but there's a lot of good people too. And
Yes.
just get out. Don't you need probably a little wingman. I love to go with a friend or a few friends and do things. And that maybe
Now
give you a
y'all
little
know.
more
Y'all know
courage.
I go all by
She likes to go by
myself.
herself, but it's fine to
but
go
that
with
but there's
with
all
your crew
types. There
too.
is.
It
Yeah.
is, and just get out and meet people, and it will happen.
Yeah. It
I
will.
know when
It will.
you're a certain age and you just think it's never
This
going to
is
happen
it.
for
Yeah.
me,
It
but it
will.
will. But
It
just
will.
live your life and get out, and we're giving you some things.
Yes.
And if nothing else, you get you some fun experiences that
True.
you wouldn't
That you
maybe
wouldn't
have
have had
had.
otherwise.
So
Yeah.
do that.
That's
It's
it.
a win-win,
It is a
and
win-win.
hopefully you'll find your person too,
Yes, I agree. Or you'll find something you
or
really
not,
enjoy on the way.
or you
Yeah.
just find your dream
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. You just may find
It might
something you
not be.
really enjoy on the
That's
way.
it. That's it. A
Because
purpose. You might find your purpose.
you should be your first and ultimate love,
That's it.
not another person.
That's it.
So there's that.
Hmm.
Okay, loves. Thank you all for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode, maybe got a few tips along the way, and you find joy in the little things. Until next time.
Get out there.
Bye, guys.